Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. And this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about SmackDown, October 6, 2023. Michael Cole, Kevin Patrick, Corey Graves on commentary. And this is the big go-go home show for Fastlane. We start the night off with L.A. Knight, yeah, but to be interrupted by the Bloodline. Paul Heyman says some really nice things about LA Knight and tells him, like, hey, if I know a superstar, it's you, and I hate being right and all this and that. And LA Knight says, shut the hell up. You know, calling Jimmy a fake tribal chief and everything like that. Jimmy grabs the mic, he gets all pissed, and the Bloodline surround the ring like they're going to tag him and Jimmy in Solo. And here comes John Cena. Fending off the Bloodline with LA Knight as they're going to team up on Fastlane against the Bloodline. So John Cena is here tonight. Big show. The Judgment Day arrived backstage with JD McDonough. I like how he's just there. We're not saying if he's part of the Bloodline, but he's there. So, but they look so good together. Like JD McDonough just fits well with the Bloodline. But Damien's like, hey, what's he doing here? Then like Mommy's like, I said it was okay. And Damien was like, oh, okay. First match of the night, Charlotte Flair, Asuka versus Io Sky and Bayley. With Dakota on the outside. This was a fun match. Great way to start the show. Charlotte Flair and Asuka for the win. We got big matches here. We got a triple threat at Fastlane. Charlotte Flair, Asuka, and Io Sky. You know, there was some moments here where, showing some confrontation with everybody, especially between Io and Bayley. So I think after the Fastlane pay-per-view, I think the split is coming for Damage Control. I think I've said this like a bazillion times with, trying to predict this, but I feel it's time for Io Sky either to leave Damage Control and start something with Bayley, but that would mean Io turning face. So I don't know how we would do that with everything that's going on. But Charlotte Flair, Asuka for the win. This was one of my favorite matches of the night. The Judgment Day is in the locker room of the Bloodline. The Bloodline's coming in. You see them swagging. Jimmy and Solo with Paul. And they go in. They're like, oh, wait, what's going on? Why is the locker room? Oh, and then Judgment, I think you're in the wrong place. And Mommy's like, nah. We're where we need to be. And I was like, Then we come back and the Judgment Day are standing across from the Bloodline face to face. Mommy and Heyman on the backside end of it. And Mommy's like, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Mommy and Heyman need to chat. And I was like, oh, what does this mean? Okay. Mommy's cutting deals. Mommy's had enough. And then, what does this mean? Because Roman Reigns is returning next week. Finally, Roman Reigns is returning next week. It's been too long. When they said Roman Reigns, I was like, oh yeah, he's our champ. I think his breaks are way too long, in my opinion. I think like every other show, maybe he can show up and everything like that, because when I say the Bloodline, I still think of Jimmy J, Roman, Solo, and, possibly Sami Zayn, or maybe somebody else coming into the faction and everything like that with Paul Heyman as the puppet master and everything like that. And when I say Bloodline, I look at them, I'm like, it's just Jimmy and Jay. Jimmy and Solo. Like, it's kind of like the watered-down version of the Bloodline. You got Paul there, but they're still trying to hold on to that Bloodline moniker and everything like that. But Roman Reigns returns next week, and I'm very excited, and I hope him and Mommy get face-to-face. That'd be awesome. We have the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley from last week, how Bobby had to tell the Street Profits, you got to prove yourself to me, goddammit. And they did. They beat down the LWO, which has our next match of the night, Rey Mysterio with the LWO versus Bobby Lashley with the Street Profits on the outside. Whew, this was fun. You know, Bobby is such a class act, such an athlete. Like, and then when there's a part, the starting of this match, when he just walks up to Ray, and Ray's like, hey, back up, back up, back up. And then, like, as soon as he gets to Ray, Ray looks up. You realize how huge Bobby Lashley is. And how he can move in that ring is incredible. Him and Ray have some great chemistry in this match. This was a fun match. But it all ended with Ray getting sidetracked because his fellow LWO members got their asses handed to them by the Street Profits. Talking about one of them going right into the steel steps where I had to rewind it twice because they didn't even show it in the replay. It was that gnarly, like head straight first. I mean, went pow! And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, damn it, dude, that was gnarly, bruh. But that's what got Bobby the win. And they get out of there, and LWO is leaving, was left shattered and everything like that. And no one got it was funny is Escobar, Zelina, and Ray's all standing in the ring. I'm like, your homies, man. They're on the side. Like, can we go check on them? Like, you're just standing off at the ring, looking at Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. I'm like, go check on the homies, man. Nope, they're standing there. Then Mommy and Heyman are backstage. I really love this interaction. I got some goosebumps on this interaction with these two just because it was one of those moments where Heyman's like, okay, you know, I'm kind of mad I didn't think of this at first. And then she's like, what about the Bloodline and Judgment Day coming together? We're stronger, blah, blah, blah. And Paul's like, okay, well, I just need to make a phone call. And she tells Paul Heyman, Paul, acknowledge me. And I'm like, oh my God, indeed. I was like, I got goosebumps and shivers up my spine. I was like, that is the most badass moment ever with Mommy. And I was like, God damn, that was awesome. That was amazing. And Paul's like, okay, well, you know, I'm still going to make the call. He's like, make your little silly call to Roman Reigns and everything like that. And so I was like, oh, that was just awesome. Austin Theory versus Dragon Lee. Grayson Waller comes out, but he gets attacked by Cameron Grimes, who helps doesn't really help, just to distract Austin Theory enough for Dragon Lee to get the win. And Dragon Lee is amazing. Like, I wasn't really big on him in NXT at first, but more matches I see him in, and he can go. And him and Austin Theory in this match was a fun match. You know, two young cats going at it, showing what they got in their skills. Mr. Austin Theory in that 150 million hitman. And then as soon as Corey Graves said that in the start, when Austin Theory was coming out, Michael Cole's like, ugh. I thought that was amazing. Then we have a little bit more of a tease with Rhea and Jimmy. Rhea's with Jimmy backstage. You know, you can't hear what they're saying, but they're talking and everything like that. LWO's backstage after this. They're at the medical bay. And they're like, hey, you know, they're not able to help us. You know, Santos Escobar's like, what are we going to do? Zelina's like, what are we going to do? And then Ray's like, hey, I'm going to make a call. And hopefully it's a cool one. You know, I'm only saying that because I'm stealing that from a line from somebody that texted me about this. His name is Penta. And he has this thing where he likes to kind of ruin things for me. Because I like going into these shows fresh. I like going into these shows with not knowing what's going on. But Penta texts me like, hey, I wonder who Ray's going to call. I hope he's cool. And I'm like, thanks. I'm not watching SmackDown because I'm not watching SmackDown either. I'm probably getting highlights and stuff. Shut that. God damn it, Penta. You know, it's you know, everyone has that homie that just likes to just ruin shit for you. You know, he knows the rules. He knows the fucking rules. You know, what I do here, I'm trying to be a professional, god damn it, and go into these things fresh. But can I be as cool as the person that Ray's calling? I don't know. Will I spit an apple in the face of Penta when I finally get to meet him one day? Because me and him are homies and we haven't met yet. But we're homies on the phone? Of course. I will spit in the face. Because that's what happens to people who ain't cool. All right? Now moving on. Then we have the Seth and Shinsuke package because they got a big match, the last man standing match at Fastlane. And now we're coming down to it. After that Seth and Shinsuke package, Damien's watching on. He's got the Senior Money in the Bank. You know, so, Okay, it was like, that's a factor, too, to go into Fastlane. A lot of factors going into Fastlane. And now our main event, Jimmy Uso with Paul Heyman versus LA Knight. Ends in a DQ because Solo comes in and talk about bringing all the hits to end the show. LA Knight standing off. Judgment Day comes out. They're about to attack. Then John Cena comes out. Then Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. They all face off. Is this future potential War Games at Survivor Series? Talk about a standoff with Jay, Cody, and John and LA Knight standing off against the Judgment Day and the Bloodline. It was beautiful. Ends in a big brawl, and poor JD McDonough got his ass handed to him by every single member of John, Cody, Jay, and LA Knight. I was just like, damn. JD McDonough's like, I guess I'll take it. I'll take them all. I'll take all the finishers. What a show. I give the show a solid 5 out of 5. We're going right into Fastlane. I think this is the way we needed to do it. I had a lot of fun from top to bottom, and next week is the season premiere. What does that mean? We get Roman Reigns back, and we get Triple H with the special announcement. We're in Tulsa, Oklahoma for this one. It's going to be a good one. All right? Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Okay? Now we're moving on. We're moving on to the next segment of this show, and that is picks and predictions for Fastlane. All right, if you're new to the picks and predictions, usually I do these as solo shows, but I've just been having one hell of a week with being sick and everything like that. So usually I just tag it on to the show that's going to be the go-go home for the pay-per-view, and this is that go-go home show on SmackDown for Fastlane 2023. We're going to go through the matches, and I'm going to make my picks, and at the end of it, when we get to the review for Fastlane and everything like that, see how right I was. And wrong. You know, I am. It's usually going to go either way. So we'll start from the LWO. Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar with, I'm guessing, Carlito. Carlito's going to come out. He's going to join the LWO, the face, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. And I originally was going to go with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley to win this one. But if you're going to bring Carlito out, I think you're going to have the LWO get the win over this. Does this mean this feud is over? I do not think so. So bringing Carlito back, you know, spitting in the faces of people who ain't cool. It's going to be the LWO beating Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, but the feud will not be over. Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso versus the Judgment Day. I'm picking the Judgment Day. No way we're taking those tag team titles off anytime soon. And I don't think Cody has come back to become a tag team champion, especially with Jey trying to do his main event stuff. You know, but we're going to probably build towards War Games and everything like that. So I'm picking Judgment Day. Something, Dirty Dom's going to be there. Rhea's going to be there. Something's going to happen to cause some form of distraction with Cody Rhodes or Jey, and Judgment Day is going to get the win and keep those Undisputed Tag Team Championships. But this feud ain't over. This feud ain't over at all. We still got so much to build. And with Survivor Series right around the corner, you best believe we ain't done with the story of Judgment Day, Bloodline, Cody, Jey, John, and everything like that. WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky versus Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. It's going to be a banger. In my opinion, this match is going to be the banger of bangers, and Io Sky is going to retain, but I feel this is where Jade Cargill is going to come out. This is the moment and time to pull the trigger to have her go face-to-face with Io Sky and make herself known to the women's division. If Charlotte Flair wins, that'll make sense booking-wise. But I want Io to retain. If Charlotte wins and then Jade gets in Charlotte's face with that championship over Charlotte's shoulder, whew. But I want Io to retain, so I'm going with Io Sky on this one. But Jade gets in the face of Io. You know, that would be like, World Heavyweight Championship match, last man standing. I'm with Seth freaking Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm going with Shinsuke on this. I think Seth has held that championship long enough. He has held he's held it and he's made it pristine. I think this is a moment where Shinsuke beats Seth, and Seth takes a little bit of a break, and good for him. He's been a workhorse. He's been a workhorse champion and stuff like that. And I want to see something new. I want to see Shinsuke as our champion. That would be fantastic, as our new world heavyweight champion. And him he's just such a good bad guy. Can you imagine all the great promos going forward? Maybe if Shinsuke versus Roman Reigns at Survivor Series, title for title and everything like that, that would be so great. Oh, Shinsuke versus Roman Reigns. Oh, it's got my blood boiling. Champ versus champ. Now, what will be the main event. John Cena and LA Knight, versus the Bloodline. Whew. I'm picking John and LA Knight, but this could just be a battle of battles, and this card is short as of now. As I got the card in front of me, we got 5 matches. So I think we're giving them enough time for all these matches to tell a great story and some great performances all in that ring. And I think at Fastlane, we're just going to get a great show overall. Less is more. Okay? Less is more. And I think that's why this show is going to be top quality. But John Cena and LA Knight beating the Bloodline. And like I said earlier before, especially with Cody and Jay taking on the Judgment Day, the story is not over yet. Now tell me what you thought of this. Tell me what you think. So, no, I already talked about SmackDown. Tell me what you think of my picks and predictions for Fastlane 2023. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with a bum down at Walmart. And remember, I'm KMB the Sexy Ninja. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. And he's got some new music coming along the way. As much as I give him shit, he is a good dude. So he made that logo. It's beautiful and everything like that. I want to see it at shows. I want to see you rocking it. And and you'll all remember, even if you're a first-time listener, that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.